would you say life's changed in any way since you've joined the UFC? And did you train differently or more often? And do you actually get recognised now?
I do, and that's really one of the cool side effects. I mean, I always took training serious, which is, for me, like the training. Of course, things change, things maybe get more professional, but you never know until you really change it. So for me, training always was serious business. Every training I attempt, I'm nervous before. Like when I do sparring, I'm nervous like before a fight. And when I'm maybe not that much, but I'm always like concentrated. I'm always focused, and I'm there right now as I was before Berlin. But the side effects have changed. This is something really that can give you an extra edge or like an extra push. I remember that, for example, now when I'm, for example, doing my duty, my official police duty, like every now and then, people come to me and then they say, because usually, when I'm on duty, I'm not outside. I'm just training. I'm at home or going to training, so I see the same people all the time. But when I do the police duty, I get the opportunity to see different people. So this time people really recognized me, and I had this really nice meetings since my fight in Berlin, where people really were like, "Oh, it's you, and that's awesome, and can we take a picture together?" And I mean, I'm really still, like, when I compare myself to the others of the UFC, I'm still a little light, but I think that kind of recognition is already really charming, or how you say that, it's a good feeling,
And this next fight for you, you'll be fighting for the first time in MMA outside of the US. How prepared are you for the trip to the USA, and will you need to do anything differently in regards to the weight cut or training in that final week?
So it was really good. The first interview, or the first journalist was saying it right. It's my first time fighting outside of Germany in MMA. Yeah. Because because many people say, "Oh, it's first time fighting out of Germany," which is absolutely wrong. When I started MMA, I was already fighting in Brazil or in Japan, Judo. So, but nevertheless, of course, it's going to be different. And for me, I think I can really benefit out of my experiences I had doing Judo. Because of course, when we fought in Japan or in Brazil, for example, or Russia, we had to go there in advance. There's like this time difference. There's different people, different food, different atmosphere. So, of course, I will have to get used to that. But I'm pretty confident because I have a good team surrounding me. I have good people surrounding me. My family, many Germans are going to come to Texas. I don't know if I didn't really believe that myself until I saw like all the people like showing me the tickets. There many people coming to really, because I thought they were all joking. I'm really going there with a small group of expendables, which are people which are like going to be like brothers in arms with me, and brothers and sisters in arms with me. Well, I'm really excited for that, and I'm curious how it's going to be because, of course, I always want to see Texas also. This is really, I think, a cool place. But nevertheless, I don't forget why I am there, and of course, I'm fighting somebody who's out of Texas, which is going to be really interesting. So, I don't expect like flowers and kisses, but nevertheless, you never know, because I'm really look for the trip, and for the American people and the Texas people.
you just mentioned that Vicks, obviously from Texas. How excited are you to be going behind enemy lines to actually take him on? Is that something that's a nice feeling?
Yes, it is. It is exciting. You know, at the end, of course, it's going to be like different to my experience in Germany, because the first time I entered the hall, the O2 arena, it was awesome. You know, everyone was like cheering for me, and that was cool. And of course, it's nice that people cheering for you. But you know, the day I'm going to Texas, you know, it's something. You know, now I'm living my life. I now have the opportunity to experience those great stories, you know, which I'm going to tell my children, hopefully my grandchildren about. You know, I went to Texas, and you know, they all want to rip my head off. From the beginning, they were all against me, and I had nothing against them. I just want to do my job. They tried to make it as hard as for me as possible. Maybe not. Maybe I will tell, you know. And then there were those nice Tex people which really embraced me and were so happy to see me. Maybe I'm going to tell that, you know. But the thing is, you know, this is really an adventure. I mean, you know, most cool stories start with some drama, you know, and the nicest benefits or the greatest success you will achieve are always the ones that are hard to achieve. So I'm excited. I'm pumped already. You know, it's maybe not a good idea that we took this interview at the night time, because now I really will have problems to get asleep, thinking of all the stuff that might appear. But nevertheless, no, I'm really looking forward for that. Really, I am.
And what are your thoughts on James Vick, and have you watched any of his previous fights?
Yeah, of course. The routine of watching the opponent, you want to know how he fights and stuff. And I think he's a tough matchup. I mean, obviously he's really tall. You know, I think he's the tallest lightweight the UFC has signed. And but size is not everything. Also the technique, my friend. So I am. I'm really excited for this fight and for this how you say that, outcome, for this challenge.
Okay, Vick comes into the fight with a record of 6-0. Have you or your coaches seen anything that you can target and look to exploit come fight night?
Everyone has his weaknesses. I mean, I'm always like, I mean, of course, there are holes in his game as well as everyone has his holes. So I'm sorry, my friend, but I can't really reveal our idea and game plan, because you know James of course is able to speak English as well, and he's going to, if they are smart, they're going to listen to the interviews and find any trace of what we might do. So I'm sorry that I can't tell you about that, but of course there are holes that we're trying to work on this.
And when did you start training specifically for this fight?
I think the day I got to know who I was fighting. So I think I'll start. But of course, you can't really go from 1 to 100 immediately. You have to get used to many stuff, to the stamina point, to the weight cutting point, and I mean the really hot time is right now and still going, and you know, it's typical training seasoning that you have to, you know, you start with the long and more easy training at the beginning, and then get shorter and more intense to the end, and more specific, of course. So we still have 6 weeks till the fight, and we try to do our best in preparing for this fight.
And you mentioned earlier Vicks has got a considerable height and reach advantage over you. How do you plan to close the distance on Vick, who will, I imagine, like to take the fight at range?
Step close. So, sometimes, the solutions are so easy. The thing is, of course, he's a boxer. He's going to try to keep me on the distance, And I mean, there's many examples of good fighters that were able to get, the neutralize reach advantages. An example is probably really known by many people as Mike Tyson. There's always way of dodging the hits and getting close, but now we are really getting already too much into the strategy part. So there's many smart things I could say now, but most of them would be bluffing or not. I am not allowed to reveal that.
Yeah.
On the ground, everyone has the same size, and on standing up, there's also ways to neutralize that. So I believe size is not everything.
How do you see yourself winning the fight in November?
I think I have to say, as what I said before. I'm because usually it always reveals or it comes out different as you plan it. There's this good saying which I always love. It's like when you want to make God laugh, tell him about his plan, about your plans.
Yeah.
So when I'm saying I plan to do that, usually it's, with my luck, comes totally different. So which I'm planning to do is have a good big repertoire of sharpened weapons and being able to use them. So if I can get the submission, I will get the submission. If I can get the knockout, I will try to knock him out. If I can win it by points, I would do it like this. But
you're happy with any of them?
Also with my last fight, people were thinking I would really try to take him down, and because he was a excellent stand-up fighter, Judo, but I felt actually when I stepped in and I felt how it worked out, I felt like, I should stand up. And this is what I did.
Would you like to thank anybody or any sponsors that are going to be helping you out over the next 6 weeks to get you to the fight?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank my sponsor, Pt.2 Boxing, which is my main sponsor right now, and FBI Fitness Nutrition. I want to thank my coaches, which are Edgar and Rainer Hang, as well as Nordin Fist of Tangier Asli, and which are excellent coaches. I want to thank my wife, which is helping me out so much, and of course my manager Tim Leidecker, who's really making everything possible, who's really moving something in Germany right now. But I also have to thank my good friend Sasha Kretschmer, who's really somebody that just dropped into my life and really helps me out a lot with stuff I sometimes don't even have on my radar, because being an MMA fighter is not only fighting, it's also many stuff around, and when I wouldn't have those people, it wouldn't really work out like this. So this is something. Thank you for the opportunity to say that, because they really deserve some recognition.
Like I said, thank you very much for your time. We really do appreciate it. and we'll be able to see Nick back in the octagon on November the 22nd. We wish you all the best for your camp, and we look forward to seeing you back in action in Austin, Texas.
Thank you very much. One last thing I would like to add. I want to thank, of course, all my fans and everyone who likes to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram with Nick Hein MMA. So you can always get the latest updates of my training, and that right now, we want to create a fan-made walking shirt for my fight in Texas. So everyone who's interested in keeping up with the latest news, follow me on Nick Hein MMA.
Brilliant. Well, again, thank you very much for your time. We'll speak to you soon, I'm sure.